All right. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Today is a pretty important day because I have to figure out what the heck I'm going to bring for Portland. Um, there are a couple choices. Kassai, of course. But one deck that it's kind of been on my radar for a while, but I just haven't really ever brought to a tournament yet. It's been Enigma. Uh, so yeah, no surprise there on Enigma being a decent deck. I'm seeing a lot of tournament results, of course. Winning Worlds, main one. Um, but yes, we're gonna hang out, try some games, and kind of see how it goes. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna make some slight modifications. I think as we continue playing, there are a couple of cards that I don't know, still want to fit in and just kind of play around with. Warrior has a lot of cards. Not all of them are good. There are a lot of like solid 4 out of 10 cards in there. But if you kind of mix and match them, especially in some of these like kind of sideboard slots or like blues, they end up working out pretty well. So yeah, why don't we take a look at kind of the list we're working with? Um, so first of all, this one. This is the Players Championship finalized list, but slightly modified. Already, I've changed a couple things, trying out Iron Song Response, and two Faker Scenes instead of like an Oasis and a Snatch, because Snatch is a good card. It works really well off agility, and a one of in aggressive matchups is just another thing they need to block. It's like it's a little awkward. You're not doing your main thing, which is swinging two swords, but I don't know. We're gonna try it out, have some fun. The rest of the list is very similar. Um, got kind of standard equipment package. Kassai runs actually pretty light on like bulky armor. If she's going for a long game, running Crown Dominion versus and then Tunic, and then Dynamo, of course. So you kind of have that package, and then we have the reverse, which is block two, and block one, and of course versus Dynamo, where you just got the full fridge, especially against Dio, where it is just super crucial. So this is what we're going to be trying out tonight. Um, Modifications. I really want to get Outland Skirmish in. Outland Skirmish is a card that gives it the attack +3 and on hit. Next time a weapon hits this turn, create a copper token. And like it's always been like the 81st, second, and third card. And I don't know. Well, I'll see if I can find some space for it. But now on to our next list. This is fellow teammate Zachary Wallach's post Rosetta Enigma list. It's one I messed around for a little bit, but I have a little less experience playing Enigma, so this list is probably going to stay pretty solid for the entirety of the stream today because I trust Zach. He's got a lot of experience with this. And yeah, just basically Cosmo. This is pretty standard Enigma stuff. Traverse really just grabs like the Mirror guy, Meridian Pathway. Mainly as Ward 3, but the instant's nice. And then Uphold Tradition for, once again, mainly Mirror guy, but it can apply to whatever. And the Ward 1's still nice. And then the deck itself, he runs the big Phantasm attacks. I think that's one of the notable things in the list. And beyond that, a lot of blues. Um, and that's basically the list. In inventory, we have Mistcloak Gully. That is a card that I know Zach loves. He's talked about it quite a bit. It's definitely pretty unique, but it's worked out pretty well, and it transcends into a chi, so it's not that like expensive. Um, and so that's been feeling pretty good. Pummels, love to see it. Who doesn't love a good pummel? And just on the big attacks, slam them. You have Tunic. CNC pummel is a good combo. Unmovables, that all you got. That all you got has been very annoying for me as a Kassai player because even though I'm pretty sure this isn't for Kassai, I keep running into it because I play him. I saw this in the July AGE finals as well as during the top 8 of the Players Championship. And that all you got's pretty good against Kassai, but it's good against people like Aurora as well, and some of these other kind of low to the ground decks where this might just draw you a card. And then a whole bunch of equipment. It's Stonewall Gauntlet. We saw this a ton against Zen, but block 2 is pretty good. And then all these little tech cards. These are more Arcane Barrier, but Aqua Wax in particular is an interesting one. Blocks 1, but it's go again. It's like Snapdragons, but for your possibly bigger attacks. Um, and that whole thing's fun. So we're going to be messing around with it and kind of see how it feels. I think that we're going to start off with the Kassai game. I think that'll feel pretty good, and try and take this one into the Talishar queue. And yeah, let's see if we can find one. Perfect. Never mind, another player has joined. I'll swap over once we can find a game. Public. Okay. All right. So here we are. Got some good things here. Like a lot of decisions in your list, but you've personally been on at least Outland, 3 Outland pretty much all the time. Oh, you have? Yeah, that makes sense. It's been, I think, almost every list I've seen has 3 of them, and it makes sense. So, yeah, Victor Goldmane. This is a matchup that used to be better. Now with Goldmane Estate, not quite as good. A little less powerful here. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go second. Try and get a little bit of tempo. With Victor Goldmane, you really want to get Raisin Army online, and it doesn't take much to get online because Victor he doesn't really have blocking cards. He's blocking, but he doesn't have like reaction speed blocking cards. So I usually run it like this. The deck. Sometimes these decks are like super fatiguey, but honestly, not really. And I personally think I would prefer to really cut the deck down to just some of the best cards and not run too much else. Because when it really gets down to it, you're going to be looking for like a couple specific cards and not too much else. So we'll try. I think. Do we even want the CNCs? That's the thing with these guys have just like a ton of armor. They're very happy just blocking. 2 cards is not much to ask, but we'll keep it in for now. And we're running Tunic, but got one more card. We've got a Blood in our hands. When is that one gonna hit? No. Thank you. Blood in our hands, and try it at 60. I have not been fatigued in a while with Victor, so usually he's pretty aggressive, and we really need just the best 60. Okay, let's see. There's the card. This is Visit the Goldmane Estate. Creates might tokens, although actually he's not on Crown of Dominion. A lot of the recent Victor builds, they're running Aura Magus and Crown of Dominion because if you kind of combine those 2 together and play 1 Goldmane Estate, you're already at 3 gold. You start generating might. So interesting that didn't end up working out, and he just kind of used this for a gold and maybe to set up some stuff in the future. But that's a good sign here. So yeah, I think on this turn we're just gonna kind of chill a little bit. We'll send it unsheathed, and if I had to guess, yeah, we'll send unsheathed. We're kind of IPing ourselves here. The 2 blues are not as useful, but like the damage is still good. And go like this. The reason I'm using Iron Song versus here is because Victor has 2 block, 2 block, 2 block, 2 block. A lot of times if I use Iron Song versus on the second one, it doesn't really do anything, unfortunately, because the block's a 2 block and it's not really asking them for much. Whereas here, it's a little bit more relevant. So let's see. Slice and Dice, Final Crush, he wins, and then Command and Conquer Golden Sun. So he's going to draw Golden Sun, make 2 gold, whole bunch of stuff. But that means we have Command and Conquer on top. So that's something we have to watch out for. Kind of be aware of. And I guess just play this. It's 1 damage. It's like It's okay. Yep. What Victor really wants to do is send, like, rouse the ancients into something, or Goldbane Estate. Multiple Goldbane Estates. Yeah, top card in this matchup. Um, would highly recommend. Played precisely one game against Victor this month, and it was Count Your Blessings Fatigue for some reason. Interesting. Um, yeah, no, like all of the the recent Victor lists I've played have been like the most hyper aggro, just send it decks that I've seen in a while. So that's interesting. Although we won't have to deal with that anymore now with the recent bannings. Count Your Blessings is gone, or at least blue Count Your Blessings is gone, which honestly, for all intents and purposes, is kind of just Count Your Blessings gone. I don't know. Maybe some decks can do it, but we'll talk about it more with Enigma. But I don't know. I'm skeptical personally. So yeah, he gets the pommel. That is 15 overpower. Very good. We ended up seeking a card actually kind of to look for a yellow because that was a card we wanted to discard anyway. So um, may as well. Now we just kind of send back 6. See how he feels. The 5 might tokens are like rather annoying, and when he does this, sometimes you don't really want like an arsenal because if he sends CNC for 12, occasionally you just can't block it, and that's really unfortunate. Especially now that I'm back on more 0 for 4s, like the 2 Fate for scenes in the list, because I feel like now with Aurora and even like Viscera and some of these other aggressive decks, that 4 breakpoint would be more relevant, um, and just it's just more value. It's 4 points out of a card rather than 3. So we're trying it, taking out the Oasis. Hope to dodge Kano. Kano has not been too much of a threat for a while, so I think I'm pretty happy to just kind of keep it that way and just probably dodge him. Like Southern California is absolutely a Kano area, but especially if I'm going to Portland, which I am. Like when I am, I I just won't be seeing like the same quantity of Kano players, and also even some of the Kano players that have been pretty popular, like Alexander Vor. I think was actually on Basilio for Worlds and kind of switching off that. So yeah, the Oasis is gone for now, and I don't know. Most matchups you don't really miss it. So yeah, here we're blocking, a lot of blocking. This matchup ends up being that because you can kind of just ask Victor, okay, can you use this tempo and just kind of do that a lot? Because a lot of times the answer is not really. Like E Strike certainly, E Strike bottoming a what should we call it? Bottoming a Clash card is I think really the good use for this. But we're actually going to take this because he's probably going to send a bigger attack. If I had to guess, it's going to be a 4 cost off Tunic, and we just want to block. So, yep, here we go. And there we go. Pretty good 4 cost, I would say. So, yeah, we want to block. Life totals gets pretty low pretty fast, especially if he gets that gold quickly. So we're going to try and take some tempo back by activating Kassai. And just like this. So what we can do here is basically this says probably give me an equipment piece here and then 2 cards. And if we do that, then maybe that'll buy us a little bit of space. Or he says, I'm just going to take this and we get gold. So either way, pretty happy. And he misses Goldbane Estate. This one is an interesting situation because he really wants that Goldbane Estate. So I imagine he's probably not going to bottom it because it's just the power of Goldbane Estate. But I don't know, maybe he does. We'll see how this works out. Yeah, I imagine if he bottoms it, he will get the win. Looks like he draws Thunderquake. But seeing that 3rd Goldbane Estate go to the bottom is a good sign for us. That means that we're probably not going to see it this game, honestly. Unless he ends up pivoting being like really defensive. Just because I don't know. These games keep getting faster and faster. I used to even like when I had remembered in the list, I would like bring that in. We go to these super grindy games, especially like way back in like, February. But then I don't know. The victors kept getting faster and faster, and then I had to respond by really trying to just hone in on that raised army win con because they were just saying, "I'm not going to be able to deal with this." So maybe they'll block this, but they can't block reactions, and so it just sped up. Funnily enough, I think a similar thing happened with Old Him, where a lot of the Old Hymns were like, the super slow, grindy decks, and then pretty quickly it was just like, oh, actually, we're gonna start speeding up. We're going to just kind of keep adding in more go agains, and so especially Old Hymn beer with like Sledge, sometimes it end up with a lot of all the classic go agains that you see in Victors nowadays. This feels like a pummel. This is like very much telegraphed as a pummel, um, which is unfortunate. Hmm. Is there anything he would have done if he has pummel here? Is there anything he would have done instead of CNC? I think the answer is yes. So I'm gonna respect it because CNC currently does nothing here, right? Like the actual effect. So if I had to guess, he's doing this specifically to set up a pummel play, and rather than playing even just like disable, just send 7 rather than 6. So yeah, end up overblocking. It's not great. It's like you can only do so much to dodge the pummel because it's probably going to come next turn. But if it can come next turn while I have a D react in Arsenal, and I can block it, then maybe it'll be okay. And this is a lot of D reacts. we are pretty ready for whatever he sends our way. That is 8, 14, 18, 21 if we could do it, but realistically, that is enough block unless he sends another CNC. We'll see. How does Kassai not feel terrible when? Hey there, CNC. How does Kassai not feel terrible when Viscera is running rampant? So he, like Viscera is running rampant. That's fair. Um, yeah, that's a good draw. But I don't know. I've done some testing into him, and he seemed like okay. I should have lost Dynamo here. I will. Like you kind of have to race, and Viserai is left at least like a little bit of an awkward position in that you kind of bridge the gap between kind of defensive and kind of offensive. So like he doesn't really want to bring in the like succumb to temptations and snuff outs because a lot of times you're going to block that. And then also that means that if he's not going to bring in that, he's probably bringing in stuff like read the runes and a lot of these like setup cards. And so if he can't really like um, if you keep pressuring him and he doesn't have time to set up, then those cards can be pretty awkward, especially beating 2 blocks. So yeah, I don't know. Like it's not like an amazing matchup by any means, but it's not bad. And I feel like at least when I tested it, I think literally last night, um, we were pretty even. I think it went 2-1 going second, and then 1-1 going first. So yeah, it's okay. Like this, the split damage is annoying. And one of the things I actually tested was, do I even bring AB? Because the split damage is so annoying, but he sends so much that like maybe I just kind of take the 3 block for verses rather than paying into AB. Because for Arcane Barrier to be worth it, you do need to actually like at least numbers wise, you do need to spend at least 3 for it to equal the block. But the issue I was running into with not running AB is that you wouldn't run AB, and then Viscerize would get to a point where they could um, say, like, I'll just play defensive for a bit, and there isn't going to be like anything that you can do because if I just set Rune Chance, unless you kill me that turn, then you're not going to be able to block any of these. So I think I ended up being the AB is still good. It's good to test whenever a matchup comes up. Like, is this really necessary? But I think it is for this one. Yeah, man, he's been doing some pretty aggressive lines here. This is pretty standard Victor, at least what it feels like. Um, mhm. Blue disable. Yeah, I think we just shunt this like this, and this is a solid 1 for 6. All right, we're still getting a little low on health, and like not super high on yellows. Let's see. He has 2 block here and 1 H here. We have not. I don't think we've seen a test of strength. He may have pitched 1. It's turn 8. I don't know. We can probably wait. It's always a risky thing is that he just takes it, but I'm gonna trust that eventually we're gonna get at least a little bit of time, and just sending 2 into 4 is probably gonna be okay. And 4. Because here's where like test of strength or whatever just kind of blocks perfectly. And even without it, he can still give either 2 cards or card plus equipment and still have a pretty full turn. So, okay, he's just going to take it. All right, let's see what he can make of it. More go again. Go again's good. You heard it here first. After this, we're going to probably send Command and Conquer to the bottom. I probably want to block that anyway. And that is my second Raisin army. Okay. That's probably fine. It's still probably worth it to send it to the bottom because my plan is probably just to use Unsheathed. Yeah. Hammer for 4. Okay, well, I guess we'll take this, activate Kassai. We're like kind of running out of time. Um, just pretty fast starts, and the double CNC, especially when we overblock, to be like, okay, whatever, we'll stop it next turn with all this D reacts, and then he had another CNC to follow it up with. It was pretty unfortunate. Okay, this is the one downside to running all of these non-attacks, is that they do end up whiffing on all these clashes. So he's going to try again and finds it, actually winning with a 0 attack, because that's technically more than nothing at all. So, okay. And he got the might token. Oh well, all right. Yeah, good stuff all around. He's probably just going to block 2 here. He ends up drawing the Thunk. If this doesn't work with his hand, he might block with it, but I imagine his turn is going to look like send an attack for about 10, and then just pass and accept it. Okay, not even going to try to challenge it. That is interesting. That is also the third Raisin army. Yeah, we're kind of getting run over here. Okay, well, we do need to block to not die. But we don't really need to overblock, because, like, what are we going to do with overblocking? Yeah, this is maybe where Gorganian Tome should have come out. Like, things have not exactly lined up for us, I'll be honest. But yeah, Gorganian Tome not blocking, and I think a matchup where we really do want to block. And that's why I sided out even stuff like the taking on the chin, because I was like, I might just want to block 3, and sending the 2 into 2 isn't ideal. But yeah, now here we're really hoping he just has a turn where he maybe won't draw go again. Okay. Ends up pitching arouse the ancients. That is interesting. I personally would have expected the just tunic to be used here, and just kind of arsenal the rouse to try and set it for another big turn. But hopefully we can use this to try to just pivot a little bit. And that was the third CNC. There's no more of them. We can finally use our D-Reacts. Macho Grande. Okay. Actually not terrible. This is 8. It's 8 dominate. It sucks. But we have the shunt. It's going to block it all out. Off the Tunic resource. Tunic's probably not going to get any value anyway. And now we have a turn. He's at 17. He can probably say no blocks to any of this. But we're going to have to pop a gold here and see just how much damage we can deal. Good draw. Good draw. Another Blade Flurry. All right. Plenty of fodder now. And we're going to be able to go, what is that, 6 into 11? Okay, that's technically lethal. If he doesn't do anything here, we could just win. That would be funny if that happened. I don't think it's going to happen, because I think he's just going to block at least his shield. But there's a chance. That's all I'm saying here. Oh my god. I think we got him. No shot. He has 4 cards in hand. He's still at armor. Pass? Yeah? Okay. You know, I'll take that. Win in my books, honestly. He passed. Maybe he forgot to do something, and fair. I think in that tile shards a lot of times used for practice. Now it's probably reasonably like, hey, we probably should have blocked the R mages here. But we got him? You know? Okay. Hey, sometimes that's how you win. Not everyone knows warrior reactions, and sometimes you get there. That is really funny. Okay. Yeah, now he's at 3. Significant improvement. If we can keep 1 card here, I think we're really happy. Like if we keep this blue, we block with 3 cards plus probably Dynamo, and then kind of draw off gold, find something. Maybe we do it. Like rouse the ancients into where I block 6, and then hammer. Oh no, he has Golden Sun as well. Okay, I think we're dead. Unfortunate. Yeah. Golden Sun coming in for off the Tunic counter as well. 10 dominate, pay the gold. That's gonna do it. Okay, you know, closer than expected. We were down by like, I don't know, 20 life. And like, I mean, that was a pretty solid start, and we still fought it back. We still had a little bit of a chance to kind of get a cheeky win in there, but even without it, it required a pretty solid turn. Because on 1 card hands with excess gold, like we're off the race in RB game plan. We don't have time to set that up. So if we draw and like hit a go again, that's 2 into 3, and that can still whittle down, you know. So hey, that was a solid game, and I think why don't we swap back to the list and let's see if we can maybe add in the outland skirmishes. So yeah, outland skirmish was initially, I think, kind of brought in as like kind of a way to get copper without really like threatening copper, because a lot of times on your Spoils of War turns, it's just a big sign that says these are the cards to block. If you don't want me to get copper, you stop it right here. Whereas Outland Skirmish, I found that a lot of times, even in control matchups, I could get like a couple and maybe build something up there. Um, but then, yeah, I just kind of took them out because they didn't really serve their intended purpose. But I think that it's still reasonable just to use them for like just to get consistency. If you even get like one copper there, you can use just Bloodner hands for go again, and it just it turns on a couple more hands as well as just being a +3, which is not too bad. But we do need to take out stuff. Um, hmm. Honestly, like I don't know. Maybe we take out like one Iron Song Determination, and we'll. I really don't like cutting blues. That's been, I think, one of my biggest issues is I just don't want to touch that. Um, but then, hmm, yeah. Um, I don't know. We'll go down a little bit on yellows, especially since this will mean to be playing out blood in our hands a little bit more, so it's not quite so bad. And then um, I'm gonna try taking out Gorganian Tome. Gorganian Tome has like it has its highs, but it also has its lows. As we actually saw in that past game where Victor hit us with a Spinal Crush, and even though maybe we shouldn't have been playing in that matchup, um, stuff like that just meaning Gorganian Tome is a draw card pass a turn. It's pretty unfortunate, and the lack of block value can be a little weird. So then that's 80. We'll try this out and see if we can get back into the queue. Yes. Man, it always defaults to private for games. I wonder why. Oh well. We're back onto Talishar. Rhinar, this is a new one. Or not. Okay, I say this is a new one because I haven't seen him in a while. He's actually from the first set. People just don't play him too much. Yeah, we want to go first here. He's going to shut us down with Intimidates if we don't, and I don't want to deal with that. So usually I'll end up going something like this and try to cut down to 60 to prepare for more aggressive builds, but also um, like I don't. You kind of want to hedge there, right? Because um, sometimes he will just be like actually a very defensive deck that really wants to block and um, just kind of stop you, swing club. I've even seen some builds that like just don't have Blood Rush Bellows and really want to be slow. So we need to be prepared for that. And I think that means cutting down to 60, but like keeping the Raisin armies in, maybe keeping two. Once I realize that he's on a slower game plan, then maybe you don't need all three, but two is still helpful. And yeah, I guess we'll try it like this. Let's see. Okay, he's on claws. That's kind of the first thing to note is claws versus club. Club is usually like the slower version, and claws are usually for faster matchups. And I don't think he really has react, so we could absolutely just unsheathed and in the swing just for like probably to get some damage in because that's 5 and a 5. Probably gives it the whole hand. Brutes also sometimes when they, especially on aggressive versions, they have no blocks. So maybe we'll get one of those as well. Nice. Yeah, if we were to look at this from like just pure armor standpoint, we're at 3, 5, 7 versus his like 9, but 7 plus Dynamo, which is just a whole bunch of things. Um, so yeah, already, even though we're at 40, in our matchups, it ends up being like actually he's more like he's at 50 and I'm at 50 about. Um, but yeah, Fate Foreseen is certainly suggesting maybe a little bit slower. I don't know how much slower, but a little bit, you know. Okay, not that slow. Well, Blood Rush Fellow and Remembrance. So, okay. Hmm. That was not a great first Intimidate, I'll be honest. That was like kind of not what we wanted to see. Um, but what we can do, we can just use like use balance to draw. I don't think I want to give up any more cards here. Rhinar has things that are like, oh, well, if you have no cards in hand, I get an extra bonus, or if this isn't defended by 2 cards. Um, yeah, so. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Sorry. If you could send that again to actually, so I actually pop balance. Is. Sorry. Hopefully the intimidates remain the same. That is, it's not my intention to like be like, no, roll again. Um, but yeah, just getting balance here. Okay, so yeah, these are the same. That's what we wanted. And I think the plan right now is Spoils of War into sending either Nourishing or Command and Conquer. Probably Nourishing. He doesn't actually have an arsenal, so Nourishing is probably the better choice here. And I think just block 4. Let's see. We're going to use 2. Yeah, we're going to need the blue here. And no reason to really give up armor. I would say you want to give up armor if you're like starting to get like lower than 20, because he can definitely have those bursty turns. But other than that, Brute doesn't have too many on hits, and if you can just save all of this for like a swing big or something, you take it. Now, this isn't like perfect resources for it, but I really do love like setting up Spoils of War into one of these on hits because they really do want to block the Spoils of War. Probably also really want to block something like this. And now that we got the Apex Bonebreaker, they might not be able to block this as easily. Because I don't think they want to go Flashbag. And Scabskins plus a card is not 6. Yeah, we'll just get the blue here. Send packing, sure. Okay, 7's a little annoying. Well, that's why we have armor. I'm not sure if I want to use it. Because the options are basically like use. Okay, I think here's the plan. We are going to block. We're going to overblock, which is unfortunate. But instead of sending the CNC, we are just going to do this instead. We're going to Outland Skirmish, we're going to Kassai, we're going to Hot Streak, and we have Route so that we can guarantee a hit. And then hopefully we'll save the CNC for something that is a little bit more worthwhile. Might flashback us, a little annoying, but probably okay. Let's see. Route, no, thank you on the sink below. If we can put it back to hand, but then he can just replay it and then get another like cycle. So yeah, we'll just stick with this. Get the 3 damage. It's a little inefficient, but it's okay. And think on how we want to play this. Sigil of Cycles was not what I expected, I have to say. Okay, he's at 26 right now. It seems like we're kind of trading life totals at like a fast enough pace that it's probably okay to give up Unraised Army here. It wasn't really our initial game plan anyway, So I think it's okay to just block with it. And I think we might want to actually send back CNC. Unfortunately, slice and dice is really awkward here because in these matchups, like if you go slice and dice and then I attack and you have one card in hand, they flesh bag and the turn is over. You don't really get value. So yeah, we'll just block, send 6, and keep the go again arsenal where we can play around flesh bag easier. So yeah, he's certainly running DRX. Fate Sync. I haven't seen like a Reckless Swing, but he might be running those. Wow, nice. The CNC, despite not having an arsenal, still kind of trapped DRX in there. Okay, so he's running Dig Up Dinner, which is somewhat Remembrance. And he missed all 3? That's unfortunate. Okay. Um, yeah, that's unfortunate. I'll be honest. Uh, I think that he kind of hit the other side of variance there. And yeah, we take these. Swinging in. Between the two here, we're not actually threatening gold, and playing the yellow actually allows us to threaten gold later. So I think we're pretty happy playing the slightly less powerful attack, and then yeah, just 4 into 6, and we'll try again maybe next turn to set up gold with the bigger Blade Runner. Okay, more damage, sweet. Okay. Block here, and then save spoils. How many Blood Runner hands are we through? 1, assuming this one. So why not? Yeah. Do it like this. Block 6. And then we'll probably send just like a... maybe even the Blade Runner. Yeah, because I kind of want to force through gold because I have, or attempt to force through gold because I have a lot of kind of yellows in here and I want to start using them. So why not? We'll do it like this, and that way we'll have this turn we're threatening gold, next turn threatening copper, and just kind of go from there. We might even get flashback depending on how scared of this he is. Okay, gold's been acquired. So when he does this, as far as I can tell, almost universally means that he's going to discard something at instant speed and intimidate me. And yeah, we again just we'll have more opportunities to block later. Even now, he's probably doing claw 2 cost. Let's see what it is. It could be a CNC. There we go. And just like that, we've blocked 6 and don't need to disrupt our hand because we're able to keep the blue here. So yeah, same as last time. Play out the Spoils of War and swing in. So yeah, just another turn threatening on hits. Okay, D-React. Yep. So he discarded 1. This is his 4th D-React out of 6 total, probably. Plus maybe Reckless Swing. Although he might not be running it. He's running a decent chunk of like non-sixes. Honestly, just non-attacks by that reason. Okay. This could be a decent turn to pop gold. Because I really do want to go like go again into swing, or you go again into swing. But I don't really have the resources, and I do need to use this gold, like just to try to get value out of it. Okay, this is kind of the thing we talked about. We got 1 copper here, so this is online, and it's not requiring too much extra effort. So we could do that, or we could pitch it to do a run through and then swing in from there. Do we have any? None in here. Nourishing's online. Hmm. Yeah, why not? We'll just do this. Just give go again. Um, target Centauri Saber. We have plenty of yellows. I don't know if he's actually going to challenge this because I have a big hand and like 3 cards in here. Okay, interesting. So we got the flesh bag now. So that means that we can't actually pay for this, but what we can do is we can um, instead just go swing. It's a little inefficient, honestly, but um, could be worse. Hmm. Do you react? No? Okay. Okay. Flashback's going to be awkward. It's going to be awkward most times unless you specifically like are ooh, um, specifically like just kind of bait it out, and that's kind of unlikely. This would suck if you had another CNC, but honestly, I think I just want to get value out of my cards and just not get them intimidated. So, luck like this. Splatter Skull, new card. Okay. Hmm. Wasn't thinking about that. I think we're gonna. Okay, that I don't know if that was the right choice from him. Um, Kassai really does want to run off of blue, and doing this allows me to just kind of continue with my game plan. So we'll take it. Why not? And then here, again, just trying to remake gold. The fact that we're just getting like kind of an extra intellect every turn, it's really nice. So send it. We're going to do 3 into 5. Now, I would say we don't play the Goblet of Blood Run wine yet. And the reason for that is right now, this could still be a Blade Flurry. So, like, we may as well have hidden information for just like 1 more attack before we end up playing it. Now we can come in for 5. Okay. I really want to utilize the whole hand here. Um, and the options are Arsenal of blue, or we want to try and set up to play this blue overpower. And I think it's reasonable to, because we can spend a gold, draw a card, and no matter what color this is, we can at least play the overpower or play whatever the card is. Um, so just kind of come in for 3 go again. Yep, take it. Oh, no, they did not take it. Scratch that. And then we'll do this here. I think. It's either 3 points of value here, but I think it'll get more later. And actually, the play might be play the Unsheath because now they have to prepare for the possibility that maybe I just have a 6 attack afterwards, and this is 8 go again. So they also have to be worried about me having a reaction. And that kind of puts them in an awkward situation. So hopefully, that was Show No Mercy and then 2 equipments. Are you winning, Colin? Yes. I would say that we're in a pretty solid position. Like just constant pressure. He technically would deck me if we ended up going to fatigue, but I don't think we can get there. Okay. Maybe he just wanted that out of hand. That I'm a little confused about. I guess we just send 5 go again. Probably take 2 cards and then I don't know, maybe play out the hit and run. Maybe not, honestly. Getting kind of low. This take 2. Yeah, the difference between 2 and 3 isn't a lot, and we still, I think, have 1 more blood in our hands, unless I accidentally took it out. Or I chose to take it out. But yeah, I think just 2 threaten courage. It's kind of 3 points of value anyway, and saves a card in deck. So yeah, no use wasting glint. I know we have a couple attacks pitched, but not this one. Okay, 3-card blood rush. Oh, we're going for it. All right. My hand will be gone. So, well, okay, my hand will be gone, but if I block here, even if like worst comes to worst, and it's like the splatter skull for 10, I could still block it out and send back some stuff. Okay. There is the aforementioned thing. Cool. We're going to have to pop courage here. Just need the extra resources. And I will come in for 5. Let's go again. Threatening death. Good draw. Good draw. Yeah. 7-4. Okay. Reckless swing. But yeah, again, we are pretty consistently swinging in for good numbers, and importantly, um, he still has like that remembrance. He still has um, some kind of awkward cards here, so I'm pretty happy with this, and I think we can probably make it out of this with him either just having to block every turn or running out of deck. Yep, there's remembrance. Gonna search 3. I'll say okay, because this is currently lethal. Oh, remembrance. Okay, yeah, that one absolutely was just a click through. He had reckless swing in hand, so we'll let him reckless swing, but we do have the in the swing to finish it off. Swing big and blood rushes. It's interesting he still picks blood rushes to shuffle back in. I'll look at his deck afterwards to see like what those would look like, but feels like he, oh, whoops. No, that was the wrong one. Sorry. Good game. Oops. Okay. But yeah, shuffling blood rushes. Yeah. He had like 2 good turns left in here. But I don't know. I feel like the blood rushes are certainly running out of 6s. Um, but either way, pretty good game. We had the Raisin Army game plan available, but didn't decide to go for it. It was a bit awkward, and just yeah, kind of aggroing them down, drawing off gold, and keeping cards in hand. I think was the important one to try to play around whatever they might send was pretty important. Mistakes, I would say that the first skull crack, maybe I should have held cards to block that, specifically the Outland skirmish, just because like I think it was reasonably um, easy to just play that on offense instead, because I don't think the 6 had an on hit. So anyway, I'll look at this later. But yeah, good game here. So we've played a couple games here, had some fun. Why don't we switch over to the other list as soon as it loads? And I will also just send the two links in chat. So this is the Kassai list. And then grab the Enigma list here. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll take a quick look at this Enigma list. Talked about it in the beginning a little bit, but yeah, it's big attacks, a lot of defense reactions, no waxing spectre, no waiting vengeance, a lot of chi, and overall just like a decently block heavy deck that looks to secure wins with just either the big phantasm attacks or the or like singular big auras, especially the mirror guy, of course. And yeah, um, I know a bunch of Enigma lists used to be running Count Your Blessings, but and won worlds with it. So some pretty good ones at that. But yeah, now that it's banned, it seems like these lists might shift kind of a little bit either towards less like full fatigue or may even pivot to some other lists I've seen that run like Iris, which I don't think it's out in the sideboard. Yeah, Iris or Reality Refractor. This is one in the sideboard where, yeah, you kind of give up like these explosive board states where you can do like 20 for just the solid Anathos swing, basically, of just sending 5 every turn, or 6 with the +1 counter on the Spectral Shield. All right, and we have found a match. Levia, Shadowborn Abomination. I'm pretty sure I want to go first here, just in general. Let's see if I have any matchups. We do have matchups. Love it. This is great. Let's see if they're updated. That was one of the things. I realized last time initially when I shared that, um, I shared it, but apparently there were some old matchups in there that I had not checked. So I ended up editing those. And hopefully I didn't confuse anyone too much. But yeah, so it looks like this. We're running 60. That makes sense. Things to cut. Phantasms. Levy is going to pop them and pummels. So, all right. Let's try it out. And we get a start, to be sure. I think if I had to guess, we play the Waxing Spectre in Warmongers? Like, just say you can't Blood Rush or any other non-attack? I don't know. It's not, doesn't sound too bad. Spoiled Skull. Interesting. Okay. And I think we choose War here because we have levels of Enlightenment and may want to swing the Waxing, depending on the hand. Let's see. Let's see. Fraser says, well played. I think you could still see Outline as a bit of a dead card. Could have held it back at 2 points. Yeah, it was like, it ended up kind of being a blocking card there. It had a little bit of value, I would say, in that it generated the 1 copper, but it certainly wasn't anything that was like amazing here. They chose peace. This is like just fully setting up. Okay. Huh. Deal. So here, don't really want to send this. And we want to pitch blues, so I think we're going to have to pitch this, hold priority, play preserve tradition, and this is pitched. So pitch back shield. Do I want it to gain ward 3? I'm going to say yes, because it gaining ward 3 means that we'll choose draw card, go again. It means that if they were to do something like a reckless swing, for example, we could sack the Meridian instead of having to sacrifice one of our waxing specters. And yeah, with Cosmo, we're just going to be able to keep swinging. We're going to do 2 into 4, and we're actually going to be able to play out this waxing specter as well for another 4. Okay. They're pretty happy to block. I wonder what they're kind of waiting on. 'Cause I would have expected that Levia would be pretty eager to just swing back, but there's a chance that their hand just doesn't quite work out. So maybe not. Okay, that is, as far as I can tell, this is like full-on recursion package here. We have Deep-Rooted Evil and Howl from Beyond, and that means that when you banish 3 cards, you can play Deep-Rooted Evil again. Block a couple cards, Howl from Beyond, banish them, and just kind of keep that loop going. And so, in return, I think we'll just kind of try to keep up the pressure, you know? Shimmers. Yeah, Shimmers is a good card. Shield first. I think the sending the shield just kind of conceals most information. So feel pretty good about just sending that. What am I supposed to take for the Restless Coalescence, though? Because my plan initially was like, oh yeah, of course, we send Restless Coalescence. Like we go 4 into 4 into take all the counters into send 5. It does leave some dead cards, but like it's either that or Ward 1 and without it. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna do this. We're gonna go with it. Because that's gonna send a lot of damage, and if they want to clear, we're probably gonna give up some of these anyway. So I don't feel too bad about this. Spectre. No, nothing on Restless. I don't think you'd. I don't actually know how that works with taking a counter from Restless to put a counter on Restless, but I guess it is a target. Yeah, just any number of plus counters from auras you control misses. And aura, I guess. And then I will take off a +1 counter because I think we're going to need it. They didn't hit either of them. That is so unfortunate. Yeah, that that is unfortunate. Oh well. Hmm. I think we're just happy with this, and I don't really want to sink a card. Feels like we've got some pretty comfortable options here. Take the Spectral Shields. And no need to activate. So now we attack. So this is going to be for 4. We're going to attack for 4 again off the Tunic counter, and then we'll set up Shimmers. And because they're running hooves and not the, what is it, Scabskins, that means that their extra action points are going to be a one-time use rather than like this constant recurring thing where sometimes if they roll fours or sixes, they can end up clearing a lot of these spectral auras. There's also a chance we might 40 of them now, which is, yeah, it's looks pretty strong. What's up, Colin? I'm watching during my lunch. What did I have for lunch? So I had a bit of pear, and then I also I went out and got Panda Express because it is close to campus. Have you thought about Katsu? Hello, Moises. Yes. Moises, no ninja enjoyer. Asked me about Katsu. I have not thought about Katsu. I'll be honest. I don't think I've really thought about him for like several months. But I'm thinking about him now briefly. Not sold on it. I'll be honest. He without bonds, and I guess it also turns off dishonor. Like I don't know. I think if I were to explore a ninja, it would probably be Ira actually, because it seems like she's had the most competitive kind of deck so far, or maybe just the new ones coming out, like whatever not Aurelia is. Uh, so yeah, I don't know. I really do like, hope they find something for Katsu that like really kind of brings him back. Because I think it's an interesting game style, just like that kind of just really interactive um, thing where like you end up what am I thinking of? You end up like constantly asking your opponent, okay, what do you want to do here? And um, there's a lot of choices on either side because what ends up happening is you kind of you're constantly saying like, hey, do I want to block? And that turns on Katsu. So a whole bunch of stuff. It was fun playing even like against you, both in practice and in tournaments a while back. So that was sick. And so is CNC with Go again. All right. Um, more good cards. We're doing it. Syndra, yeah. Syndra, I I don't know what she's gonna do. It's I heard someone speculate that like Syndra is going to kind of create like these ephemeral daggers and then throw them, which I think would be pretty sick. Uh, so I don't know. Well, I'm excited to see if she works. I'm also really excited to see how. Okay, yeah, no, good game. Really excited to see how the new warrior looks, because that I'm a warrior fan, and like the I think he's got his name's Fang. Kind of looks to be like an aggressive Kassai version, you know, like what the a lot of these earlier builds that ran like cash in and tried to explode onto the board with like just constant aggression were intending to do. But yeah, I think like the Kasai didn't quite have the pool of cards to support that game style, or at least support it as well as something like these slower Kasai decks that I've played. Um, yeah, I okay. We're gonna jump right back in because this is Ira. I've never played against Ira. Uh, any chance there's a matchup for this? No. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, this will be interesting. She came out. Everyone was super hyped for her. I kind of went, but let's see if I can be impressed. I don't know what would be most similar, like a Victor maybe. Well, we'll see what this looks like. Uh, do I want to run the fan? I don't think so because she's gonna run a decent amount of sixes just to like swing with, especially like going like 1 into 7. Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Hmm. I hope Levia finds work for her capital soon or she's toast. Yeah. I think it would be neat if there's like if there's a little bit of damage prevention for everyone, because like it's just like in that last game, what do you do against a board state that big, you know? And realistically, the answer is not much, if anything. But like, I don't know. I think there should be, and I think that the anti-damage prevention, as much as it is um, like a simple solution, you know, it's still one that probably more roles need. Best Panda Express combo. I got the a plate with fried rice and orange chicken, and then the blazing bourbon chicken, and it was pretty good. So would recommend that one. I've kind of been vibing with the blazing bourbon chicken for a bit, and that's been pretty good. Uh, Kassai, is there a Cole's Notes why you think she has legs? So, um, okay, it looks like these aren't quite joining. So, oh well. But yeah, the reason why she has legs is one, I really enjoy this play style, and I really want to make it work. But I think that the main actual reason is that she can she's very flexible. She can play with a lot of game plans. Like she can be kind of aggressive as well as defensive in the same list, and uh, she's super comfortable with kind of almost any amount of cards in hand, except maybe sometimes full hands. Those could be a little bit tough for her. Um, but yeah, just overall, like she has, she's really flexible, and she has like a lot of, um, like, if not 50-50s, almost every matchup is winnable. It's like, it's okay as long as you know the matchup. Some you need to know more than others, especially Enigma. Like that one's really complicated, and sometimes she does just run you over. But like there are a lot of decks I face that are just they're okay. You know, you face especially into a lot of these aggro decks. You can kind of race them if you can get +1 intellect by just kind of drawing a gold every turn. It's just really solid, and then yeah, raise an army kind of just kills some people. It can sometimes just end games single handedly. So um, yeah, those are kind of the big reasons why I'm like this could work, you know. And it seems like I've had some success with it. Although I know I've had success. I think she's decent, but she does not have. Um, but yeah, the one reason why I'm like a little hesitant is she doesn't have like some of the same legs that other heroes do. You know what I mean? Doesn't have like quite the same like raw power in cards. It's a lot of implicit implied value and um, like value throughout the game and thinking like over multiple turns, which is super cool. But yeah, sometimes when going against something like Enigma, who just goes like in that last game, it's just I am going to do the above rate thing right now without setup. That's sometimes where she can kind of fall flat, you know, this asymmetric game plans. And yeah, speaking of asymmetric, we are Enigma versus Dio. Um, I am going to be doing a lot of blocking, and the Dio is going to be probably setting up some pretty big turns to get past me. And also, probably trying to um, maintain their deck, which is why I'm not really unhappy about swinging in here. Because like, I mean, you have 61 cards, so that's that's only so many. And with boosting and stuff, you can run out pretty fast. And high octane's banned, so we will probably not see quite so many of those like what is it, 60 damage turns or whatever that we saw during Worlds. Spark. Probably not going to crank, maybe. Oh, okay. Then I'm doing it. I guess I want to get boom grenade value. Oh, no, I see why. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Cerebellum now, yeah. Okay. Looks like we're back. Sorry, everyone. It looks like I kind of got disconnected there. My internet had a little bit of a hiccup. Yeah, let me know if everything's good on your end. You can hear me all right. And unfortunately, it looks like I ended up forfeiting the game, but it should be uh, good to get back to this in just a sec. Yep, we're back. Awesome. All right. So yeah, going into another game here. Um, yeah, we didn't quite get the last one. It looked like the opponent was doing pretty well there, like setting up a bunch of items, got the draw. So yeah, I don't know how that would have went, but hopefully we'll get to see that again in the next game. Assuming I put this to public. I'm going to double check that. This. Okay, now we're good. All right. Now, I don't know exactly where I cut off, but I do not believe High Octane is enabled on Talishar. I think that because I think the banning was basically it was in place as soon as it went out, so that means that High Octane would probably at the very least be like it would be banned for tournaments, and usually Talishar is pretty fast with that. Okay. Betsy. This is a new one. Sideboard like Victor, I guess. This is never mind. No Betsy. Okay. I was gonna say like Betsy is either going to be like some full fatigue that we saw, especially with counter blessings, or it's going to be probably like Victor, which is why I ended up kind of just sideboarding like Victor. And what could be more fatigue than this? Um, Probably treating this like Riptide, in all honesty. Arachne is going to be a grind. Now, the main thing is that because we're going to be doing a lot of blocking here, he's not going to get too many hits. Okay, never mind. Okay, Arachne's out. Levia's in. We're doing a rematch. Okay. Fair. Not everyone wants to face an Enigma. I get it. I think, if anything, the last match kind of showed us that, like, yeah, sometimes Enigma does Enigma things, and yep, and sometimes decks can't do anything about that. So looks like we have some pretty similar stuff here. I think I'm just going to set up Arsenal of D-React and kind of hang out. Again, I think that this is going to be like a pretty slow, like it's going to be a match that we want to play slow and they want to play probably pretty fast. So just going to chill out, get as much ward as possible, and kind of play it from there. And they are going fast. Blood Rush turn one. Okay. Okay, they are going less fast. They had Blood Rush turn one and it missed. Um, okay. Slowing it down. We're gonna send this one. Um, I had my whole plan here. We're gonna unravel aggression. We're gonna path will travel because I already had to go again. It was all planned. We're gonna have to pivot. So No popper here. Interesting. Resolve this. Okay, makes sense. Um, and yeah, I guess we'll just kind of start swinging, building the board state. Maybe even keep the sink below. It's like they have the agility token. It seems like our board's building up again. If we can just defend, like, we don't need that much to end up attacking back. And that's something I think I need to be more comfortable with using Enigma, you know, because with Kassai, you do prefer like the two cards or one arsenal to try and get to go again, and um, usually the hand scale more linearly, whereas here not so much. Oh, never mind. I can swing for another three. Okay, that's worth pitching the sink below. We're gonna drop to four anyway, so 3 damage just hastens the clock. The reason I was like, we're not gonna use the sink below, like pitch it, is because I thought it was just about like making a spectral shield for one, and then I was like, that's okay. Hmm. Yeah, here we have the option to be pretty aggressive, and if they don't have a good turn here, I think we just take it. Just block with Traverse, Mira guy, and yeah, let's try it. This, 6, Fate. Um, Actually, I'm gonna bottom this because if we are gonna be setting up this Mira guy, um, I don't. I would rather just have blocking cards and really just trying to protect it. Hmm. Let's see what they send. Claw, sure. I think we just hit the Waxing Spectre here. And then see what's up. Swing big. Okay. I mean, we have the Unravel, but we have the Mira guy. So why not just, sure, you did it, board is clear, congrats. But then we just do this. Yes, turn this on, please. Draw card, go again. Okay, we can go 3 into. So we could go 3 into 8 into 6, but this has Phantasm. So there's a chance we just kind of want to keep it. Maybe means that we should have swung with Mira Guy first. Got the 10 damage, and then that way we just swing for 5 and just say no go again. But yeah, and I think this is what we're going to do. Just kind of accept that a little bit of a loss in damage there, because it's okay. And yep, like this is still good. This is what, 6 damage? Not bad. 7. Still not bad. We just blocked 6. This covers 7, and then I'll be able to Mira Guy and Weakest Link. So 10 into 6. Still have a D react? This is like kind of a D react. It is a D react, like it's physically a defense reaction, but it's not quite like 0 for 4. Let's see, we're back. The fur fighters are online. Yeah, like I can't blame them. But man, look at this. We are just kind of swinging in and does not look like they're really able to keep up. So give them the husk. Let's see if they can clear it. I think ideally our next turn looks like Mirror Guy Shimmer's Pass if they send something big. But Yeah, they may honestly just be sending, just like try to send 3 into 3 or something simple. And I think that we do like good enough numbers that doesn't matter as much. Eye of Ophidia. Okay. Is this a Levia card? I don't think I think I've seen this in Levia like once before. Um, it seems odd, but maybe not. Maybe this is like kind of standard. I guess I'll block 6. Mm-hmm. Phaedrusine. I'll take a block 3. And Tunic into 10. Good card. What is Levia's thing? Is she aggro? So, okay. A lot of times she ends up being like decently aggro, but Levia works with Blood Debt, where basically she'll have like kind of above rate cards, but they have the condition of you got to banish some stuff from your graveyard. Um, and what that like um, sometimes kind of works out to be is that oh my gosh, in Shimmer's buffs? No, no. But yeah, basically, what that ends up being is like it's a power buff, but then when you banish the card from your graveyard, they go into yeah, good game. They go into your banish zone, and all the cards with blood debt deal a damage to you at the end of your turn, every turn, and that's really bad. So Levia's whole thing is if I put a card in banish zone, then they lose blood debt, and we're fine for this turn. But coincidentally, the cards with 6 or more power that get put into the banish zone have blood debt. So the only way you can stop this time bomb is by adding more fuel to the bomb. Um, and either you end up really kind of navigating it well, making sure you're not taking much to it, if at all, and just keep adding more fuel. She can do a lot of above rate attacks and big turns with Blood Rush Bellows to really get over what anyone can do. And she has a demi hero, two sort of. I think it's one card, but two versions. Um, she can convert into Levia Consumed. Basically, when you go down to 13 because of Blood Debt, um, then you convert, and now you can play a card with Blood Debt um, every turn out of your banish zone in return for Blood Debt, taking cards out of your deck instead, and then you can't turn it off. Or Levia Redeemed, much harder to do, requires 13 Blood Debt cards in banish zone, I think, and also it sets your life equal to 8. Sometimes good, but mostly bad. And then cards you own lose blood debt, so you don't have to deal with it anymore. But that is definitely like something that's farther out. So yeah, she also has this cool thing that is featured here. Tear Limb from Limb, draw the discard. It basically doubles the next power, the next attack of the brute attack that you send. And then Shade and Death Hydra. 13 damage. Deals X damage to you, or X 13 minus number of cards with blood debt in your banish zone. So if you put the two together, that is 26 damage, which does not turn off blood debt. So you do kind of have to kill them there, or have some other way around it. But that is uh, a lot of damage, and it's something that she's able to do. I like how you can avoid the 10-foot tall intellect debuff in the turn you transform. That is so true, actually. I didn't think of that. The new card in Rosetta, 10-foot tall and bulletproof, says you basically get -2 intellect this turn, but when you transform, you're no longer you. You're a different hero card, which means that you don't actually get the -2 intellect. So you can 2 card 10, um, and like and just not suffer the downsides or block 10, and that's cool. I haven't seen anyone actually do that, but that would be pretty sick. So yeah, it looks like we're good into brutes. We've figured out the Levia matchup. Um, Now we're back on Arachne. Okay, I guess I'll go first just to set up. Um, so like a fatigue thing here. It's probably just new basically. Oh, new except put in levels because the reason they're not in for new is because new banishes them and then uses them. Whereas here it's not as much of an issue. Do I pummel Arachne? Probably not. So we'll try it. Oh no, he's gone. I really hope he finds a game because I think he's joined me twice now. That same Arachne, and yeah, it is not a good matchup for Arachne. Like New has chances, um, and I'm sure he does as well. But like you set up so much ward, and he really wants to be defensive, and Enigma does not work with defensive decks because or the defensive deck doesn't work against Enigma rather. Um, so yeah, we'll have to search around a little bit more. It's kind of daytime, so Um, looks like we're against Ira first again, Mr. Bill Dozer. Um, yes. By the way, I saw one of the previous Calevias we played was named Pummel Me Softly, which is funny. Um, okay, how do we sideboard into this? Let's see what Victor sideboard looks like. Yeah, that could work. Okay. This is almost like such a good hand because I go one, two, double transcend, get the transcends in my deck. We're doing well. But unfortunately, Preserve Tradition does legally have to have a target, and it doesn't right now. So I think we're just going to set up like a little bit of ward and move on. I don't think we're going to keep it, if I had to guess. Um, Ira is probably going to go 1 into 2 most every turn, and it's just really hard to deal with. Roar of the Tiger. Credit Crashing Tiger in hand. Crashing Tiger should get +1 this turn. I remember this card as being like really hyped up early on because Zen was out and like he does Crouching Tiger things. Interesting to see it here. Yeah, they're gonna go like 1 into 1 into 1. I don't think I want to try and defend this. Like just accept it got 1 point of value, move on. Because yeah, I don't think it's gonna be end up getting too much more. Mm-hmm. Sure. So this Kodachi doesn't actually proc mask because the third attack um, does need to be an attack action. So we can actually just kind of say, yep, send the bill, and this one will draw a card. So I think we go Shivers. Shivers is like a good card just in general. It really works and has that. Okay. I didn't expect them all. I'll be honest. This is news to me. This is wild. Hmm. I want to use a Mura guy? Surely no, right? But then they draw a card, get 2 extra tigers, and like also proc Shuko are going to come in for another 2 and 1 and then draw a card. And I don't think we can take this damage. Yeah, Ward 2. I mean, not the best Mura guy has ever been. Um, but sure, why not? Yep, that sure is Enigma. Enigma Chimera, that is, not not Enigma herself. Um, and I think we have plenty of time to wait on the CNC, so let's just chill. But yeah, I heard that some Iris were doing a Tiger build, but I've never seen them. Crushing Tiger Iris probably underrated. Maybe, yeah. Like I don't know. This is interesting because yeah, Massive Momentum plus Tigers, you can go like really wide. And I think one of the reasons that Zen didn't because it was just because like Traverse is such a good equipment. But yeah, Ira, this is probably going to work like equally well. Mhm. Just kind of accept this here. Um, oh man, that is a lot of mirror guys that I don't really want to do yet. Okay, Kadachi, sure. They blocked with pouncing paws, which usually means like they are going to use it this turn. Um, so another Roar of the Tiger. Okay. Name Tiger. Okay, okay. I see this. Yeah. Crouching Tiger. I think we just want to save our blocks for just whatever the third hit is. Crouching Tiger. Are we going all in here? Yeah. This one we should block. Tiger. I mean, hmm. I could have a really good turn if I just block with Traverse here. Like if next turn I just block with Traverse, get the Chi, play Mirror Guy, pitch the Mirror Guy to attack with Mirror Guy, get um, then send in CNC. I mean, that's pretty good. Like we even have Tunic to flip up Uphold Tradition. Next turn we have Coalescence to protect the Mirror Guy. I think I'm gonna try it. Yeah. I think he's gonna send. No, not even Pouncing Paws. Okay. Guess I'll activate Ward 3. I don't think the Ward 3 matters here, but like, I don't think there's a downside to doing it, so I probably should. Flip it up, make it 10. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's just pitch these together. Hmm. One counter. Activate here. I guess we didn't need to. We had Uphold Tradition. I'm like really focused on that. Yes, you may undo. Really focused on like just the ward being only on auras, but yeah, no, uphold works, and we should use it here. I am a little bit worried about Shuko. Just a tad. This is 4. I do think we need the block, I'll be honest. Like just this. 2 shields left. What do you have? Because is this just 7? This is 7. Wow, yeah, I can't defend against this, can I? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is not quite going to be enough. Okay, well, they got the mirror guy down, but we're still ahead of them in life, so could be worse. I do wonder if I could have sequenced that a bit better, but I don't know where. Is this? Yeah. Like, Stir the Pot was like unfortunate, I guess, but it wasn't like a super unlikely draw. We do have a bunch of G cards in here. So yeah, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that I should have kind of gone there, sent the tiger, not sent the tigers, sent the mirror guy and gone for it because it did a bunch of damage, or if I should have just been like content to chill longer. Because it basically just got us like tempo. It got us 8 points ahead in life, and we'll use some equipment where we have like just a bit of tempo. And I don't know, that was okay. I will say the +1 on Ira hasn't been that relevant. It's been okay, but like compared to something like a Zen searching out cards or just I don't know, a lot of other hero abilities, it's like it's not quite on that same level, you know? Hmm. Speaking of levels, I don't really want to waste block, but I also don't really want to do anything about this. I can battle you, God, I guess, but I think what I actually want to do is just block here when relevant, and then play Essence of Ancestry, Stir the Pot, pitch to Enigma. Because otherwise, I feel like I'm just gonna have cards stranded in hand. So we're not gonna get the draw here, and like there are opportunities for the draw, but I'll a little bit like this. Buff power. Okay. Yeah. I'm now realizing that the card I just put on top is immediately shuffled away, but that's fine. We got what we came for. And we have the Sacred Arc in Arsenal ready. Well, let's see if this ends up being useful. It's -1, like base, and then needs to be something else. It honestly may end up getting put away by the sink below. probably going to get put away by the sink below. I don't think we quite have the hand for it because only one blue, and so either this is unmovable, but like I would just rather try to search for something. And the essence of ancestry mind is like not super relevant, but it's not relevant. It's okay. I think the big thing right now is like we have a defensive hand. We need to figure out how to convert. And I think I would like to transcend. That one. Not the best Sacred Art Immortal Lunar Shrine, but still got around Seat and Sea's effect. And like they pitch 2 red, Spinning Wheel Kick and Tiger Swipe to set up the CNC for 7. So I'm kind of okay with it. Doesn't really matter here. I'll pitch on their turn, I guess, just to leave open the possibility of ended up pitching on my turn, even if I know personally I'm not going to do it. Probably doesn't matter too much. I don't know. But either way, we're able to pretty consistently kind of block damage, send some stuff, and I think this is. We really just want to set up for like the next board state. Because we have one mirror guy left, and I think Ira is going to be pretty good at kind of picking away at her board. So I really need something that, like by itself, can threaten enough. Because I don't think we can spiral in the same way that we did, like with against the Levia, where we kept building up, and then they couldn't clear it, and then we kept building up, and we kept clear it. So yeah, for now, I don't mind blocking. As much as like just giving these up for reward is decent, I think it's also okay to just like block and then swing the free stuff that I can. Okay, maybe here I just end up accepting. I mean, okay. Next one gets +1, so this will be coming in for 1. And then something. Sure. They don't have on hits going. Just kind of annoying damage, you know? Sure. It's another one, all right. Mm-hmm. 1, 1, and they don't. Okay. If they had one more attack, then it would also threaten Mask, and something like Tiger Swipe would really probably mess up the turn. So I'm glad they didn't have it. Just because, yeah, Mask of Momentum, even though it hasn't drawn a card, it's still given them value, you know? Like, it still forced me to block in different ways and forced me to react. And so, like, it's put in work. And I think that's something that you don't always see when, like, first kind of going into these matchups, right? Because go, they haven't drawn a single card, and this thing sucks. Man, is this going to be CNC? This is going to be a CNC. I'm not doing anything on my turn if I can't. If I block 9 here, I'm like quite literally passing. I feel like I just can't take that kind of the fact of just doing nothing. So I think we just do this, get go again, and send an Enigma. I suppose it is one of the differences between this and whatever we initially clicked, I think Victor, or possibly, yeah, is that the unmovables maybe don't have as much of a point here. Like they're good against all the sevens except when it's CNC, and then they're really not good. So possibly we should have taken them out and just swapped them in for whatever else is in the sideboard, probably some 3 blocks, you know. So we'll fill it out. Rowdy Locals, another fun card. Hasn't seen much play, but I think the actual effect is pretty strong. I saw some people trying to make it work with Phi, but I think Phi himself is just kind of not in a good position. So, yeah, just hasn't seen too much play. Okay, I think here we are finally using the Vettel you got. As soon as this, as soon as we get maybe the second attack or third. This, throw away the other D-react. Mm-hmm. No one hit here. I think I'm happy just doing this. Take 2. Kind of unfortunate. We do draw a card here. Hopefully we find something decent. It's the other unmovable. We'll see if we can get value. What I really hope happens is they end up doing another one of these things where they go like 1 into 7. Just, I don't know. We haven't actually seen so many 2 costs. I'm like looking through their graveyard right now and like Command and Conquer's up there. And that's it. So, little less. I was expecting more like just more 2 costs, just all the random like little bit of disruption cards that they can play, and just haven't quite seen them. Overall, I guess this is just because of the Tiger build, but yeah, a lot more Head Leads to Tail, Maul, Roar the Tiger, and the rest of the 0 and 1 cost Tiger generators. Like we haven't seen all the commons. We haven't seen like I'm forgetting the name from back from my Mistvale draft days, but there's 1 cost. If you basically lose turn, create a tiger, it gets +3. And we got a lot of armor. They're setting up something big here. I'm not sure what, but hopefully we can use this D-react to kind of lessen its impact. Or maybe not. I don't know. I'm looking at the hand going like, I block 5. I get 2 chi. I mean, one of those can certainly be used for this, but this could be a lot of pings of 1. And I'm not quite sure I can like adequately respond to them and have something sent back. So double transcend. Let's do it here. Pathful Travel gives this go again. It already has go again, so it's not going to have any impact. And getting them as energy as early as possible means I can work with them. I can like pitch to chi for, let's say, the Crashing Tiger or something. Because yeah, I expect they'll probably try to set up like a disruptive third attack. This is the best we're gonna get. Honestly, I think so. It's like not good value here, but they've shown that the only 2 costs that they have is CNC, so we're probably not going to get above 5. And I think we just need to like go, okay, that's fine. block it out. I guess we're not playing around Maul, but I don't know. I'm a little less worried about that. Is this Maul? This is not Maul. They had a pause though. Now I'm worried. Okay, here's what I can do. If I am worried, I can always Enigma, pitch a chi, activate Meridian, stop it. Okay. All is quiet here. Maybe I'll pouncing pause here, just because like it's a damage. You know, we're getting pretty low, and Kadachi lock still is a thing, even if like yes, you can do. Even if it's not as like threatening, just because we have ward auras. Okay, yeah, pouncing pause. Okay, go 2 into 6. There's a chance to have Phantasm here, but like a popper, but that's okay. Um, and by the way, to clarify, popper does mean that it's a 6 power attack that blocks this and sort of pops the Phantasm. I realize that's a term that is like it's very used in Flesh and Blood, very like talked about, but not talked about outside of it. So uh, I don't know every familiarity there. Okay, more big tiger generators. They don't have Art of War, so it feels like the main thing they have is just Roar the Tiger and what is that? Head leads the tail. Yep. Mm-hmm. Or Kodachis, sure, sure. Mm-hmm. I don't think the on hit matters here. I think the only annoying on hit is just the fact that it is technically damage. Block. We're kind of running out of life here. We'll see if they have the finisher. Hmm. Yeah, no, I think that might do it. They stripped the whole hand, and I'm down to 1, so we're gonna have to make something work here. And Drop in the Ocean is about to be the most mid card ever, but maybe necessary. -1. Take that. Yep. Now the grinding is down. 4. Okay. I mean, there's a chance we sink, but I don't think it's necessary. I think right now, like 3 block is about on par with what to expect here. Mm-hmm. And double strike for 1 finishes the game. All right, GG. That was a fun game. A lot of unexpected stuff here. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Pretty interesting. Gee, salt the wound maybe. Yeah, Maul's doing psychic damage. Um, Moses does have a good point. No chase to tail. That really is such a good card in Zen, but I don't think it's mystic or anything. It's just a ninja one. All right, GG. Um, so yeah, this is an interesting deck. It's a lot of 0 and 1 costs. We ended up going in early on this big mirror guy turn, and then just couldn't quite convert that one into um, like enough of a board state. Like if we could keep around for like one more turn, send another 6 or 8, I think we would have been really happy. But yeah, couldn't quite do that. And then yeah, just a lot of good numbers, awkward numbers, and it felt like I wasn't quite able to convert. I think if I were to rematch this person, I would probably bring in more of the phantasm attacks. I expected them to have like a lot more 6 powers, but here they just had CNC and that was it. And so just saying, okay, you want to play a value game? Fine, I'll play these attacks where the downside of Phantasm is just mitigated. Now we're sending 3 for 9s or 2 for 8s. And I think that would have been a lot more disruptive and better against them than trying to set up these board states where just like they're going to be able to clear them because they're going like 5 attacks wide, even if the attacks aren't very big. And yeah, so hmm. I think we'll do one more game with Enigma, and then I'll kind of see how I feel because I still want to get like I don't know one more. We tested against Levia, that was great. Ira didn't quite get there, but like I don't know. There's still like this large section of matchups, the assassins that we saw for 2 seconds as the Arachne joined and left, or um, even the mirror. I've heard it's not good, but hey, you got to learn it. All right, only run very noob. I feel like I've seen this name before. Either way, this is Zen. I wonder if we do still have the Zen sideboard. Awesome. Ready to go. This time we get to use pummels. They've been in the sideboard the whole time, but every time we've had a matchup, we haven't had a reason to use them yet. So I'm excited to get to pummel Zen, and I think we just start off Warmonger Stir the Pot, get a shield, set up a little bit of a board, and maybe Warmonger disrupts them. War, yeah, standard stuff. Not going to see too much like Billy Peace cards or like some of the Tiger makers, I think. And yeah, I think we'll just going to start off, chill out, and looks like both of us will probably end up trying to block a bit to create something here. This, I think I'm supposed to block with CNC and send Phantasmic Class in because I don't think they have anything um, too impactful. I'm just going to get this out. So yeah, we're probably going to both kind of take setup turns here. Crushing Tiger? Yeah, you can undo. But yeah, Crouching Tiger is going to come in for 1 here, so that's what I wanted to send it. Probably just click too fast. Talishar has like a weird thing where if you click past like here, I really can't see where I'm pointing, but basically the mouse is, and if you click it twice, even if there isn't like the next pass hasn't been loaded, it'll sometimes still like act like yes, you passed twice and passes all the way through. So we get to look at their hand. Chase the tail, Mauling Key, Tiger Swipe. Okay, so if they have a cheat card in their arsenal, or like a transcend card, then what we really want is to probably take Chase the Tail, because I think that's a pretty guaranteed 1 for 7 there. But since they don't, right now, their hand is really non-functional if they don't have a blue or honestly just go again. So I think if we take Ancestral Harmony, it's going to force Pouncing Paws, and it's going to probably cause a pretty awkward turn, especially since that nullifies any possibility that they transcend from Arsenal. Now they have 2 blues in hand, one of them to search, one of them, and just kind of send it from there. Okay, so they kept the mauling key and blocked 6. Pretty happy. Honestly, this may end up just being them sending mauling key or sending mauling key next. And honestly, yeah, would not blame them. They got the blue, so 2 into 5s, just to average turn. 2 card 7, not too bad. I would like to see what's in Arsenal though. There's a chance Weakest Link misses, but right now they have the Arsenal, so I don't think CNC is going to miss. Unless we're specifically putting them on Transcend. And even then, if they Transcend right now, they don't get 12 petal Kassai value, which is going to give them resources every time they do. And yeah, they just block 6. I'd love to see it. Notably, there are a couple cards over 60, which is just something to be aware of. Not too relevant. Have I transcended yet? Yes, transcended at the very start of the game. So we do have this mirror guy play. It's kind of just okay. I think. Maybe it is better just to block a bit and set up something. Guess we have this. We have Enigma Chimera go again into like shimmers, that's not bad. Maybe that's just the play. Yeah, let's try it. This is why we have Aqualabs, right? Less cool. Yeah. Maybe I should have been including because I blocked with the CNC. So right now we have to block rather weirdly to get this to line up the way we want to. Although, okay, hear me out. We block the Enigma Chimera and Traverse the Universe. That's 5. Then search for a chi, play Manifestation of the Mirror Guy, use Tunic to flip up Uphold Tradition, put the +1 counter on it, block for 6, or block 5, prevent 1. On our turn, send the Mirror Guy for 10 into Shimmers, right? And then go from there. Kind of have to give armor anyway if we don't want this to hit. Let's do it. Nope, that's the wrong card. Cool. They're off Arsenal here, so it's not so bad. Like the 4 cards, maybe 5, they block with their Traverse to try and basically counter mine. And even if they do, we've sent a 2-card 10 and then set up Shimmers, which is like the value is still there, even if the actual turn might not like spiral into just keeping this board state for a really long time. And we didn't draw Chi, which is very important here. Okay. Right now, I think the biggest thing I want to do is just save the mirror guy. We don't have Tunic, so we're gonna need to keep a card for it. But it may just be possible. Yeah, I think we validly got here. That'll you got just guarantee the card draw. Whatever card is drawn, we'll just pitch to mirror guy. And yep. Second Tiger. It was like I had a chance to block the Shimmers to silver, but I think either way, it's going to be Tiger for 1, Tiger for 2, so won't make too much of a difference. Sure, levels is a decent draw. Top that one. One here, I think we give up Tunic. I see. No, that's annoying. Do I have to give it the mirror guy? Yeah, I think I do. Wow. So then what now? How do we salvage this? We can either just take it and, understandable, unfortunately lose a mirror guy, play out Shimmer's pass. Then what do we do with this Rage Spectre, right? Because it's kind of not the best card, right? Especially when you have Auras on board and it doesn't have Go again. But do I really want to block for essentially one here? Like, literally just to, I don't know, stop the weakest link. Yep, sorry. Whoops. Thinking, please bear with me. No, because I remembered what I was doing and remembered that I'm drawing this Levels of Enlightenment. So we're going to do that. I had it like prepared in my brain that yeah, of course we'll draw the levels after. But then didn't think that in fact we're still drawing the levels even if our plan did not work out. And so go again here, come in for 3, and just I mean 2 Spectra. This is still kind of a sticky board, right? We're looking at two action points used to clear this up. And then, I mean, if not, this is 1 point of value each per time. I really want to get this mirror guy to work. If we could get a mirror guy with 6 counters, so 12 in total, like that would be something. Mm-hmm. Tiger swipe. Yep, makes sense. And chakras. Well. Okay, we block. Right now, based on how the turn's going, I think we're just going to be essentially passing here. Just like block. We'll use the 4 on Tiger Swipe, and then just kind of pass and see if we can set up the Spear guy into something really big. Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay. Harmony? It missed. Awesome. Yeah, that is kind of a big spike for them if they can land that one and um, get it to hit, then it's really powerful and it can really set up some big turns. They didn't hit though, and they're not. This isn't a great turn. This is 2 into 1 into 1 into 2. My mistake. And we can kind of do a build your own mirror guy here. Like it comes in with 2 counters, but if I'm gonna attack and it's gonna get 2 more, it's not bad. Although we're back in the same position where it's like I can just wait another turn. Phantasmaclasm for 9 is still quite the threat. Right, we're disrupting their hand. It's 9 damage for 2 cards, and we will take the proper. That was Growl, 100 Winds, Ancestral Harmony. Okay. Not a lot of blocks in there, except Ancestral. So probably a hand they want to be aggressive, but it doesn't look like too much of an aggressive hand. Okay, drew a Pouncing Key, and block. So that means if 100 wins and growl in hand. That is fine by me. Speaking of growl, my voice is getting a little dry. It sounds like a growl of my own. Loved banishing Art of War with Harmony. That was the best. That was not only did it miss and it was like partially a waste of a card, but also you lost your biggest power card in the matchup, and that was sick. So, well, oh no, oh no, wait. Okay, one of these was off Ancestral Harmony, which is a problem. Um, we need to deal with that because that is going to be um, 5 + 3, and this is going to be 4. Like, just a lot of damage. We don't have to deal with mass momentum like last matchup, but um, still, yeah. One. I don't know if we wanted that. All you got. I think not. I think that likely they have a blue in hand. They're going to pitch to Kakara, and we can get it there after this, of course. All right, yeah. Okay. I think we take this. I think if we want the draw to matter, we want to keep the Enigma Chimera. And okay, now I'm worried this is a third CNC. Although, if it is the third CNC, we can just mirror a guy in response. We can't do that if we block with our blue right now, so I'm gonna hold on. There we go. We got the Kakara. Awesome. And now block. We get the card next turn. We feel good. This is 5? 5, yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess it's actually okay, because if we draw the blue, we can just send levels for 3 anyway, and make sure that our hand is never, like, terrible, you know? This is 3. This is a lot of damage, though. This is a big turn. Hmm. Yeah. Here, I think we just weakest link, maybe? Like, as much as this is kind of wasting resources here, um, the weakest link's disruption, and maybe that'll allow us just enough space to be able to get a chi and play a mirror guy. Because mirror guy, like on its own, will almost just take like their whole life total, and if we can get there, um, we are vibing. They block their own weakest link. I wonder why they bring that in. I guess they bring that into this matchup to hit my chi. That's fair. Hmm. Do I ever aqualapse there? Surely no, right? Maybe, maybe not. Hmm. I guess it would have like literally just been one block, and maybe there's something better. Three, 3 and a 4. I think we take it here, and here's where we just like really try to set up a board state that's gonna last. It's the wrong order. Don't get me wrong. It is play the Mira guy, then get the chi. So you only get two counters. But our health still is kind of dwindling, and I think we need to make a move because right now, like, if we just block a little bit and no, I think we can keep this. Yeah, if we just block a little bit and take a bunch of chip damage, I don't think we're going to make it out. 100 wins. Okay. We give one more card. Okay, although saying that, admittedly, just going two and then make a shield is like, could be worse. Because unfortunately now I don't actually have the resources to pay. Um, at least if I want to transcend. I guess I could just not transcend, right? I mean, just send 8. I don't know. No, I think it is this. I think we do this. We make the shield. Like just playing protect the president with the shield is it's not bad. It doesn't mean we have to keep a card in hand. Um, okay, well we get our mirror guy sort of. Um, they had Passover. They should have done this on my turn. If they pass over my preserve tradition target, my preserve tradition would have just totally fizzled. Wow, that was really nice. Because yeah, if it fizzled, I wouldn't have gotten the chi. I wouldn't be able to make the shield. Um, so yeah, that would have been pretty relevant, I have to say. Okay, well, lose this. It's got to be block efficient. And I think the plan is we double transcend. We're gonna send a mirror guy and see how that goes. Because like this is the hand for it, right? Um, we have the pieces. We just need like a couple more things. Hmm. I think those couple more things involve another block card. Because yeah, I don't know if we necessarily survive this one. It's gonna come in for 4 or 3, 3 into 3, right? Um, and unfortunately, it does require us to react here. This will bring us down to 2. It might just kill us here, depending on what that last card is. Okay. So make a shield. If I play mirror guy, I don't actually get an attack out of it. So here, just descending 4 is still relevant. It's damage. Um, I don't think you can like fatigue Zen. I know in the past you could, because what would happen is he just had way too many big turns, such that you couldn't really just wait him out, you know. Um, and I think that's still true, as far as I know. Okay. Okay, it would be perfect if you could just stop attacking here. We would get Mira Guy for 12 into CNC for 6. Less cool. Well, so we lose Mira Guy, but we still have the spectral shield, and it now has 5 counters, and now we're attacking for 6. So we still kind of have a clock here. I really would have expected the shimmers to get cleared earlier, and I think that maybe I wasn't playing around it as much, but these are staying, uh, and will stay for the rest of the game, most likely. Levels, yep. Already choosing. Mm-hmm. Okay, what are our options here? I think we have one option, and that is play Mirror Guy and block with Vengeful Apparition and swing the shield again. I really didn't think we are in this, but like they're kind of running out of threats, and like they can't clear the shield. This is going to be coming in for 8 now, and yeah, even if they clear this shield, the next shield will be lethal. So we are rapidly approaching the end of this game and rapidly turning these sort of innocent little chips into actual damage. Mm-hmm. Maybe it should have been Rage Factor there. I was kind of just blocking with whatever. Could be really cool if you just didn't have anything. If you were a 3 block, you would have won the game. No. Yeah, that's it. Good game. Wow, Zen still has some staying power despite the bans. That was pretty solid. Yeah, but both a decent value. It's like, oh man, we'd been dead on this turn. We just couldn't quite like set up anything. I think I'm still a little inexperienced there, just kind of creating these threatening board states, and just really capitalizing off of them. It felt like every time I was like, yeah, we'll try to send a mirror guy. It was like it immediately gets cleared. And really, the last 2 games have been against Ninja, so they're pretty good at that. But yeah, that was tough. So yeah, good game. And yeah, super close. How do I feel about Refractor Enigma? So yeah, why don't we hop back over there and let's talk a little bit about Refractor Enigma. Oops, we're on it. Oh, I was here trying to check out if the stream is still working. Okay, once February loads, because yeah, my whole internet blanked out for a second. Um, yeah, Refractor. It is in the maybe board because it's a possibility. Like there was this one guy who really showcased it named Tyler Horsepool, and I think he really pulled it off well. Just creating like just 2 card 8s and or 9s really, sending 8 and then creating the shield with the red spectrum manifestations and like really showing what a guardian illusionist can be. Um, and that was really impressive, but I don't know. It doesn't have the same highs as this Enigma does, and I wonder if that's maybe causing it to be like not quite good enough to answer um, just a variety of matchups. Like even this play that we were going for here, which is like okay, block the traverse. We're gonna activate Uphold Tradition, make a big mirror guy. Doesn't quite work so well, and you lose the ability to do something that we were doing just this past game, which was block with 4 cards from hand, send the Spectral Shield, because that doesn't quite work. It still can off a Tunic counter, but yeah, just not quite the same. And I think the lack of Go again can be a bit of an issue. There were definitely times where I was playing Refractor and playing against Refractor, um, where like I would look in my hand, it sucked, wasn't going to be able to clear, um, but it was suddenly okay because they were playing refractor. They were sending like eight, um, and then if I blocked two cards, threatened a little bit, didn't clear the wards or anything, but again, not clearing the wards didn't mean that I was suddenly going to be like way behind and really I had just had to keep every hand for attack. Instead, it was I had a bit more space in a way that I think Cosmo doesn't quite give. But yeah, I mean, not having counter blessings is a big hit. Um, so yeah, maybe with counter blessings gone, then we might see it. Like honestly, I think it's certainly a contender at least for a sideboard. I know we don't have it here, but certainly lists in the past, both on the AGE side as well as just in general, have said let's throw it in um, because yeah, against the slower matchups where um, they're like, oh, I'm gonna grind you out like Riptide, yeah, where he's gonna use traps and stuff, um, and just being able to be like, I have a weapon for 8 damage. It's pretty good, and also works better in the end game scenarios where you Cosmo doesn't quite do it, because Cosmo in the end game you're creating shield on your turn, on the opponent's turn, and on your turn you're creating a shield and going 2 into 2, which meant that like you're kind of capped out pretty low on damage. So opponents who had either cards in deck or like life to spare, um, even if they were kind of getting fatigued, they had a lot more time. Whereas something like Refractor or even Iris, where you're going 6 or like 5 into 5, was still just pretty powerful and just meant that you won a lot more of those situations. It kind of just depends if you want to get there or like want to try to get there. Um, yeah. Are you excited for the new 1 for 3 attack react that makes the damage incremental? So much. I'll be honest, I think Enigma has been one of the matchups I've practiced the most against, like if not the most. Um, and yeah, being able to have something in that matchup that it's like finally it doesn't matter if they've created the board, they have to respect my attack reacts is amazing. I'm really excited that because I think Warrior is going to get some good new cards. Obviously, Jagged Edge. They have some new stuff with daggers that really work with like attacking a bunch of times, which is interesting. And yeah, like it feels like Flesh and Blood has set a precedent for the past couple sets where it's like, okay, we're creating this stuff for the new guy, Fang, or in this case, like Florian, but these are Runeblade cards. They're going to work with Viscerai, they're going to work with Finset, and I'm hoping to kind of keep that tradition, and we'll see some new advances in warrior technology be brought to the table. Because yeah, Warrior has not been meta in a little while, and I think it would be a fun time if it was. Totally not biased, of course, Warrior player, but um, yeah, that'll be exciting. Because yeah, I've been a Warrior player since pretty much since I started. The first deck that I ever had was a deck that was loaned to me by a local and a friend named Blake. And he loaned me this Dorinthia deck, which I actually have here. It was certainly a deck. It was like an aggressive Dorinthia, but had a bunch of shunts. It's on screen now. Um, just like Fridge, Dawnblade, kind of send it. No Rune Robe just for AB, um, and Arcanite Skullcap, which is sort of AB, and I'll get to in a second why it isn't always AB. But yeah, the deck itself, this was pre heavy hitters, so this deck was like um, Just all the welcome to Wraith staples. 3 red overpower, 2 routes. Um, and it was a fun time. It, yeah, it served me pretty well. And I have this one specific memory of me playing in my very first tournament. And this is a pro quest. I think literally like 3 weeks after I started playing, I was handed this deck, and they're like, "Good luck," and I was very excited to be playing with it. Um, and I think my first game was against one of the people in chat, Moises, um, who I didn't know at the time, but all I knew is it was 12 o'clock, and my opponent was Moises Lopez, and I had to find him at the table. Um, so I did that, and the first thing I noticed is he's not there. It was a great start to the first tournament because I was like, did I do something wrong? Did I mess this up? But no. Turns out he was just a few minutes late, and we ended up playing. I think he was on Lexi at the time, back when that was legal, um, and it was it was an aggressive game. But I simply remember getting like 6 Dawnblade counters, swinging in and taking him down, and that felt great because um, you know the first tournament ever, you win your first game. What could be better? Um, the list itself, despite being aggressive, did have 7 shunts, which made for some like kind of defensive hands, especially without tunic. So I was just pitching them every time. But anyway, very thankful for the deck. So I doesn't have to be perfectly optimized. But yeah, so I did that. I was feeling good. And round 2, I go in and face against Zachary Wallach, another very good player. He won the Players Championship. He's uh, won other stuff, won Prism, on Dromai, on everything. He brought Dromai. I didn't know how Dromai worked at the time. I was told swing into the dragons, swing face, try it, and I did. Um, and it was cool. I got 6 counters again. I don't know why I kept getting 6, but I did it again. Sent in for a big attack. He had the D reacts, and I was like, "Oh man, that was close." In my mind, I was like, "Man, maybe if I could have navigated that last turn better," which realistically probably not. He had the defenses, and he was at like 10 life by the end of it. But that stuck in my mind because round 3, I faced against another Dromai. Um, and I was like, okay, what I need to do is remember, just got to sequence it. We got to do the same thing as last time, just a little cleaner, and hope to get there. And I'm back in the same position. It's the last turn. I I have a bunch of counters on my Dawnblade. I kept mostly a full hand, but I was down to 1, and I didn't bring in the No Rune Robe because it didn't really need to. I was too aggressive for it, and the little bit of AB probably wasn't as useful since I wasn't really bringing in the shunts anyway. Um, so uh, so my hand was like it was like route. It was like blue Iron Song response, and I don't know, like a pitch card and something else. Maybe a card I had to block with. So I'm mathing it out. I have courage up. I have bolters up, so I can get go again. My swords are going to be free. It's all worked out. I figure it out in my head. The cost curve is perfect because I'm gonna spend 2 on route. I'm gonna swing 2 swords. I have that one like blue Iron Song response. Hopefully, it gets me over. And it works. And then I go, wait a minute. I have 1 extra resource. I don't need to activate courage until the second attack. Because, like, I mean, if it doesn't hit, maybe I just don't use courage, something like that. Not realizing at the time that, like, it's if they didn't do anything this turn and didn't hit, the game's probably over. But whatever. Um, it's fine. I send it in, activate courage on the second attack, glance over to my bracers, also still there. Realize, I can't get the +1, but it's fine. I'll swing in and hope for the best. I play route and I bring him down to 1. Turns out if I didn't get cute with it, Brave Forge Bracers would have won me the game. with one last point of damage because he had a 2 block instead of a 3 block, and I was like, oh man, that's really unfortunate, but at least it's fine because I'm at 1 life. So when he swings at me next turn with a single dragon, right? Because he doesn't have go again, I'll block it. So he swings with Azulai. I go, I'll AB3 to Skullcap, block. Um, and I think it was Justin, and he reminds me, no, because you brought me down to exactly 1, I no longer am lower life than you. And Arcanate Skullcap doesn't work, and I die. Which was just the most unfortunate thing ever. That not only did I mess up and not kill him, I only brought him down to 1. It also brought him down to the only life total that would have also deactivated Skullcap for me and make it so that I could not pitch to AB to stay alive. Um, but yeah, that was round 3. We were a couple hours into this, and honestly, that was the most memorable part. I finally got my revenge in the next round against a Dromai, and then kind of um, played 2 other games. But like, man, that initial run of like of figuring it out versus Dromai, almost getting it, and then missing at the last second by getting getting cute with it was like stuck in my mind for the rest of the event, and even a couple days after. Um, but yeah, it was a blast. Dorinthia is just like a it's just a fun hero to play. I don't think she's amazingly meta. I don't think she was meta then. I don't think she's particularly powerful now. But there's some Dorinthia mains, and fun deck. But yeah, I played that, switched to Bravo a bit, stuck on Kassai as soon as she came out, and actually even before in Armories, I would go, hey. I'm going to proxy a few cards. Is that okay? And they'd be like, yeah, of course it's okay. And I'd bring out Kassai, who has just been spoiled, and it's December, and play around with her. So I joked that I got the first points for Kassai before she even came out. But yeah, the locals have been super nice and really, really helpful getting me both like into the game, helping me get cards and everything. So yeah, and then it's been Kassai ever since. And hopefully we'll get to the point where Kassai is going to be the meta, the thing to beat, um, and hopefully that's next meta. Hopefully the hunted is what really brings her over, because I think that she's kind of underappreciated. I think by some players. You definitely have like some feels bad turns where you kind of don't do much, or even games. Like there have been a couple non games against Enigma specifically, or I guess I had maybe 1 or 2 against like Prism, where I was just like, man, I couldn't really do anything. But overall, like, I don't know, she's complex and a lot of fun. And that's why every time I go like here, where I'm like, let's figure out what I'm going to play, I have like Enigma, who is statistically very good, but I'm more rusty at versus like this deck that I've just poured so many hours into and like really know inside and out and enjoy playing. Um, but yeah, it's been a fun time, and I think will be a fun time no matter what I bring to Portland. Uh, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed the story time. I will send the Dorinthia link in chat just for anyone who's interested in, uh, because you never know. It's a neat deck. It's not quite something I would say like this is what we're bringing, especially if it doesn't have new cards. But like this is just a snapshot of like the first deck I made, and made on February so that I could grind Talishar with it, because yeah, especially when I first got into this game, that was all I did. Um, so yeah. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming. I think I'll wrap it up here. Been a lot of fun hanging out, and yeah. GG. I don't know if anyone in chat was playing, but it's a lot of fun, and I'll catch you guys I don't know. Maybe next week. Maybe even after if I end up having a little story time about Portland. All right. Night, guys.